Hey guys, are you loving the giveaways? This is such an exciting event. I'm so pumped. Every day I get so excited when I'm reading everything and watching everybody share and ask their questions. Today, for day 5, we are not even completely through the week yet, and I have another giveaway for you. We are going to be drawing someone for Rosemary. This oil I will share a little bit about, and then I will tell you what your question is. So rosemary is, the main properties is it's antimicrobial, a decongestant, it's restorative, and a stimulant. So there are multiple uses for it. This is one oil that we want to say make sure that you avoid if you are pregnant, if you're epileptic, or if you have high blood pressure. I'm going to share some of the top uses and then maybe a personal testimony as to what I've used this for as well. So top uses would be if you have a chronic cough. If, there's been some stuff going around recently and it's been really hard for people to feel like they can clear their lungs. And like kind of the end of the threat to the immune system, when we're getting better, it kind of settles in the chest. So you'd make sure that you were diffusing rosemary and then also applying it diluted over your lungs. This is really good for mental and adrenal fatigue. It's good for focus and memory issues. It's really good if there's a threat to your immune system. So whether that be you have a cold or the flu, anything that is attacking your immune system, rosemary is great for it. It's really good for low blood pressure, but again, not high blood pressure. You're not going to want to use it if you have high blood pressure. It is really good for jet lag and hair loss. So a personal testimony, whenever I was studying, after I got out of graduate school, that's when I began using essential oils, and during graduate school. But after that, I had this huge test that I had to study for, and I studied hours and hours on end. And I would use rosemary in my diffuser because it helps with that mental clarity. So I hate studying. I'm not a fan of it because I get huge test anxiety and I feel like everything kind of falls out of my head the moment that I go to test. So this one was a big one. I had to focus, and this oil helped me tremendously. It's also really, really, really good for your hair. So I will add a little extra drop every now and then. I just keep a bottle in the shower and I'll add an extra drop to my shampoo and use it as a deep shampoo. So in addition to that, I'm going to share the emotional component of rosemary. Rosemary is the oil of knowledge and transition. So this part fascinates me. On the other video that I did, I mentioned the emotional component. Every oil has a physical component and an emotional component. So for rosemary, it's of knowledge and transition. Some negative emotions that it will address is confusion, difficulties adjusting or transitioning, a limited perspective, and difficulties learning. So for example, my little guy went to junior high this past year. So I would make sure that I have rosemary diffusing, or even in a blend, like, you know, we put On Guard on him every day to protect his immune system. Just kind of adding rosemary in on that roller ball or in the diffuser helps with transitioning and adjusting, because anytime we have a life event, good or bad, there's a transition. Having emotional support for that is fantastic. So rosemary would be one of those oils that you would use. And then I'm going to go ahead and share a diffuser blend with you, and I will tell you what your question is. So this diffuser blend is called Bright Eyed, and this one will be helpful with critical thinking and being open to the future. You will use 5 drops of rosemary, 4 drops of lemon, 2 drops of peppermint, 2 drops of wild orange, and 1 drop of eucalyptus. So this oil, this diffuser blend, again, is good for critical thinking and being open to the future. So your question to be entered into this giveaway is, if you have not jumped into essential oils yet, why not? So just share, like, what's your hesitations? What are some things that are kind of holding you back? And we will talk about that, okay? Good luck.